Keep your heads lifted up, beautiful family in Jesus Christ. Here's the verse of the day, and it's Philippians 4:6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And my biggest request is that he comes and gets us. But until he does, I'm going to keep waiting and watching and looking for that blessed hope and the glorious appearing of the great God and our Savior, Jesus Christ. And until he's revealed, I'm going to keep being patient. And I'm going to keep trying to encourage you. And I'm going to keep looking right where he said the signs would be, in the sun, the moon, and the stars. And together we're going to keep watching Israel. And as you can see, I posted this in the community. Israel readies for war on 7 fronts as attacks recorded in neighboring countries. And as you can see right here, Tuesday, they said that they've been attacked by Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Judea, Samaria, Iraq, Yemen, and Iran. And most of you know 9 soldiers were injured rescuing an elderly man wounded in the Hezbollah strike on this church in Israel. And most of you know that Netanyahu said if Hezbollah gets involved in this war that he's going to destroy Damascus. So we're watching Damascus, waiting for it to be a ruinous heap like Isaiah 17:1 says. Because 2 chapters later, Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And even though he didn't come on this full moon at 33 UTC, we're still going to keep watching, and we're still going to keep waiting patiently until he comes and gets us. So on to the signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. And I'll take you straight to Groom today, and I'll walk through the days to the last day of the year. And remember, in John 6, Jesus Christ said 4 times that he'll raise us up on the last day. So here we are, New Year's Eve, and I'll zoom in and I'll show you what he showed me. As you zoom in, you could see TT is right there. And when you go through the hours, you could just see Groom get closer to TT. All the way to the end of the year. Now here's why that's so gigantinormous. Because when you type in TT meaning, too true pops up. Too true is a popular term used on social media, particularly in text messaging, to emphasize the truth of something. And Jesus Christ is the truth. And the truth is, the groom, the bridegroom, is coming for his bride. And all glory to our Father in the name above every name, Jesus Christ. I showed you in the last video, Magdalena. And right there, it's above the star number 70. And I showed you bad. And it's right above the groom on New Year's Eve. And when you zoom in, you could see that bad is right on top of Daniel. And you remember, the covenant starts on New Year's Eve. And you can see right below that is Groom with TT, too true. And right next to Groom to the right is Damashchigalov. And Damash literally means Damascus. In all glory to our Father in the name above every name, Jesus Christ. I showed you the covenant countdown timer, and we have 3 days left. And it actually, if you do the math, it runs right to midnight on New Year's Eve is when the covenant will start. And I showed you the 16th goal is peace. And it has a dove with the olive branch, with the gavel, a judge's gavel, which represents judgment. So I'm very hopeful, and I will be to the very last second till he comes and gets us. No matter what date it is, and I don't set dates, I show the signs on the dates that they happen. And I'm showing you that they are saying that the covenant will start at 12 o'clock midnight on New Year's Eve. And Daniel chapter 9 verse 27 is the covenant. And is it this covenant? We don't know yet, but this covenant is a 7-year covenant, just like Daniel chapter 9. And this covenant, just like Daniel chapter 9, is a covenant with many, with 193 nations. And I just showed you, bad is right on top of Daniel. Well, here's what's so gigantinormous about that. Bad is a plane, and we're about to fly, and it's 152 bad. And when you go to Stellarium, 152 is Atala. And Atala is in the tabernacle. And when you type in Atala, Bible meaning, raised by Yahweh pops up. It originates from Hebrew and means raised by Yahweh or established by Yahweh. Just like the signs, right where he said they would be. And as you can see right here, right now, today, the moon has just now left Pollux and Castor, the twins. And when you go through the hours, you could see that the moon is headed for Nemesis. It's right there. And remember, Genevieve was hearing Castor and Pollux for 3 days. And that's where Feast was. That's where Feast is, in the twins. Well, yesterday I was looking at Groom, and I felt led to look up Genesis. And when I typed in Genesis, I seen Genevieve, our sister's name, and I clicked on it, and it's right there in the water bearer next to Groom. And then he showed me right next to Groom is Santana. And Santana means holy or follower of Saint Anne. Well, we only follow Jesus Christ. And here's what stands out about Saint Anne. The feast of Saint Anne is July 26, 726, like Harpazo. And Saint Anne was the mother of Mary, the wife of Joachim, and the maternal grandmother of Jesus Christ. But here's what's completely beyond gigantinormous about all of this. Santana also means women in labor, family. And it's right next to Groom. And as you go through the days, it gets closer to Groom. And on New Year's Eve, Groom is right there next to woman in labor. And now I'll take you to the moon on New Year's Eve. You could see it's right in what they call Leo, the lion. And right above the moon is partridge, as you can see right there. And a partridge in a pear tree, and most of you know partridge is a bird, and we're about to fly. And storm is right next to what they call Venus, the bright and morning star on New Year's Eve. Right on top of Israel. That's at war, day 84, right now. And I'll wrap it up with the most gigantinormous part of this video, the biggest sign I'm seeing right now. If we're still here on Epiphany Day, which means appearance, the Christian holiday commemorating the first manifestation of Jesus Christ to the Gentiles, represented by the Magi, the wise men, the first manifestation of Jesus Christ to the world, the holiday that's also called the Feast of Epiphany. When Terry catches up to Child for the first time since he showed us Child and Terry, the moon will be perfectly lined up with the wise men Caspar. And right on top of the moon is Angelina. Caspar, the first wise man when you do a search on what are the wise men's names. Perfectly lined up on the moon on Epiphany Day, Wise Men Day. And again, Angelina's right on top, family. And Angelina means messenger, angel, or messenger. And I'll wrap this video up with this message for you, family. I imagine the Antichrist is trying to find the date of the rapture. And I imagine that's why they're starting the covenant on the last day of the year, New Year's Eve. On No Interruptions Day, December 31st, 2023. But he will never outsmart our Father. And Jesus Christ can be revealed at any moment. So remember, Jesus Christ said, and as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed.